Welcome to a muzzled chat. Hope everyone's having a great evening. This is just going to be a bit of a rant. We got some breaking freaking news. It is unfortunate news, but it just highlights the opportunities we have to do what we need to do to be the solution we need to be for ourselves. And it's all relevant. It's all part of this war we have been faced with. It's truly great to have calls to action. So we'll see if you can get on board or not. It's a bummer, but the reality of it is, it's just like anything. If you just want to sweep it under the rug, then I might just say for those individuals, it just hasn't gotten bad enough yet. It just hasn't personally to them gotten bad enough yet. But anyway, I'm not going to lie. Covering this seems pretty trivial in a sense after having such warriors and heroes and soldiers and men that signed up willing to fight, bleed, and die for this country to go on reporting on companies and corporations essentially going woke. But in a way, the battle is all one and in the same. So there's important calls to action that will lead to the same victories across the board. Wherever we could chip away on the infrastructure that evil has stood up, it is crucial that we do just that. Then they won't be able to have all the impacts that they have in all these other arenas. But we have, I'm so grateful for these warriors. They are such great examples to me. And I've been fighting tooth and nail to come up with more creative ways on getting this blown up to do them more a service to get their stories out. Because I personally feel every single American in this country needs to hear their stories. But I love them all, not just for fighting on my behalf and just their patriotic, standing for truth, morals, values, but that they don't mess around and they keep lining up. I'm in communication with many more warriors to come on and share their story. So be excited. Don't go anywhere. Look forward to those and let's continue to send them out. Reflecting back, we could even take a look right now. Okay, we got John and Scott, 381 views. Chaplain James, 265. Billy's almost there with 251. Could we double those views, folks? Let's double them. I don't care about a muzzled chat right now. We need to get their story out. Click on every one of those. Send them out as far as you can. If you haven't listened, give it a listen on any podcast app or right here on Rumble. Once again, it's a chat with John and Scott, military tyranny, chat with Chaplain James. Man, he is fighting for his life each and every day. Did over 17 years. What he exposed, unbelievable. What he went through, unbelievable. We got to get behind these warriors. Billy, 24 years in the Navy. Wow. I appreciate you, listeners. Maybe I should just jump to the good news. We are having a difference. We are making a difference. We truly are. There's connections being made. Big things are kind of just getting lined up. And it's all due to you listeners. Sure, there's efforts going here, but this is a selfless journey. All glory to God from a muzzled chat's perspective. But we truly are making a difference. We're gaining momentum. I'm getting reports on certain folks' lives and they're getting proof. So stay tuned. I'm going to share some more on that in the end. But to kick things off, folks, this is unbelievable. I've been for a very long time a customer of Tractor Supply for feed, for parts, receivers. I mean, they got so much as to what I've used throughout the years as a contractor, but with family, with livestock and horses and chickens, it's just a great one-stop shop. However, they have been coveted as one of the most beloved brands in America by conservatives for some time. But what do they really stand for under the CEO, Hallowed? I don't even know how to say his name. Hallowton leadership? I don't even know. Well, it seems like this whole checklist, could it be LGB, so the alphabet mafia and training for employees? Could it be funding pride and drag queen events? Could it be they have DEI council? Could it be they are funding sex changes, climate change activism, Pride Month decorations in the office, DEI hiring practices, LGB whatever events at work? Could it be? Well, here's some guys that have done the research and have been reporting on it. And so far, everything I found is actually in sync with what they report on. Now, in the end, I did make a call out to a local Tractor Supply. The gentleman seemed to be pretty conservative. He didn't really know, but maybe we'll throw some of that call in, because it's important that when we hear things like this, so just trying to lead by example to an extent, not seek accolades, just it's important we take these levels of action, that it's not just in one ear and out the other, and Tractor Supply, it's the most convenient, I'm going to go there. And I get it, like in an emergency, or you just really need to just get this thing, you got things you need to get done, great. But for the majority of the time, there's a lot of other places, local, awesome places we could use for the bulk of the items versus using them. But it's important that we seek this for ourselves. Once again, can't go in one ear and out the other, and we do our freaking due diligence, okay? And I know you guys, I'm not sitting here for the majority of Unmuzzled Chat listeners. You get it. I know you get it. The good news I'm going to be reporting on later is that it shows that. And I thank you. You're doing amazing. Keep it up. God bless you. All right. Let's play his first clip here.
All right, y'all, you're going to want to see this. I don't think anybody's gone into this the way I'm about to. It is time to expose Tractor Supply. What you see behind me, this is what workers see walking into the distribution center in Franklin, Kentucky. But it doesn't stop here. You might be thinking, oh, maybe this is just some woke person at that center who decided to do this. No, this is just tip of the iceberg. You ready for this? Fair warning, you're going to want to strap in because this is going to be a long video, because we're going to expose it all the craziness that they have done that their customers have no clue about. This company is absolutely stupid for doing this. The vast majority, and I mean vast majority of their customer base is conservative, including myself. Right. I have spent tens of thousands at Tractor Supply. First, here's some more of what awaits you at that distribution center if you work there. You might even be thinking, you know what, Robbie? Maybe this isn't a Tractor Supply center. Maybe this is somebody tricking you who sent you these photos to try to get you to put out a story that's not true. Well, no such luck. There's the lockers over there for Tractor Supply Corporate, and they've got some cute Juneteenth celebration stuff too up, along with the trans.
By the way, we'll add the links. You can watch these videos on your devices yourselves.
Flags. And here's what Tractor Supply has on their team member TV. I want to state I take no pleasure in doing this. I am a Tennessean. I do not want to hurt a Tennessee company, but conservatives deserve to know that this is where their money's going, and it gets worse. There is more. By the way, this is their CEO. More on him later, but I think you get the picture here. Let's jump to diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yeah, they have a whole section about DEI on their website, and you've got to love that they put the stock ticker on it. Wow. I mean, That's kind of funny, in a dark way. You know, I questioned if the CEO was truly involved with the wokeness of this company, but I think this DEI statement from him kind of says everything. So you can pause this video real quick and take a gander at it.
Wow. At Tractor Supply, our deep-rooted culture of mission and values is unique and is the foundation of our success. We are committed to providing a diverse, equitable, and inclusive culture where we foster different perspectives, ideas, and innovative thinking. This is unbelievable. Yeah, it's fancy plays on words. Like, it sounds all good until you know, like, the root of what they're supporting. It's evil. It's not good for anybody. Unbelievable.
That. Oh, and look, they have a DEI Inclusion Council.
Wow.
In fact, they're so committed to DEI that they release yearly reports on how many more minorities they're hiring that year. Tractor Supply is doing such a good job of being woke that the Human Rights Campaign has given them an A grade. What did they do to earn that A grade? Let me show you. Their inclusive benefits, where they score a perfect 50 out of 50, include providing equal health coverage for transgender individuals without exclusion from medically necessary care. So you might be thinking, maybe that doesn't include transitions. Well, according to the definition at the Human Rights Campaign website, yes, in fact, equal health coverage for transgender people means that they are paying for transitions. So yes, when you go buy stuff at Tractor Supply, apparently that's what you're paying for. They also received a perfect score in internal training and inclusive culture for providing 4 LGBTQ internal training elements, including intersectionality training, providing at least one LGBTQ plus inclusive data collection effort, and providing gender transition guidelines. The closest Tractor Supply has come to being held accountable for their woke behavior is when they were caught last year sponsoring a drag show in Waco where kids were exposed to this family-friendly drag show. You might be thinking maybe they...
Nothing child-friendly about that freak. That man literally dressed up as a woman, sitting on the ground, sprawling his legs out, wearing like BDM freaking, it's literally like bondage outfits in front of these children, getting in very vulnerable, explicit postures. It is not appropriate for children.
Learn their lesson after that. Maybe they stopped using the money from their conservative customers to fund this stuff that their customers are diametrically opposed to. But no, I looked and they actually just sponsored Franklin Pride here where I live in Franklin, Tennessee. You wouldn't notice right away if you...
They sponsored it June 1st, 2024, 12 through 6 p.m. Unbelievable.
Looked at this list of vendors because it just says TSC. It doesn't have the Tractor Supply logo anymore like it used to, but I was able to confirm it was them. On the map that attendees received, you can see the Tractor Supply logo very clearly at that table because that was their vendor booth right next to the trans flag. And yes, there were kids all over this event. Even the Washington Post admitted that Tractor Supply was selling the Queer Agenda card game, which has now been removed from their website. Their CEO, Hal Lawton, is so committed to DEI, inclusivity, and yes, climate change that he even wrote an op-ed about it in the Tennessean. Here's some of what's in it. He brags in it about how they've increased their ethnic diversity on their board and management executive committee, and that they've conducted unconscious bias training for over 40,000 team members. And to those 40,000, I am so sorry you had to be put through that, because I know you all would have rather been bit by 40,000 fire ants than sit through that training. This might be one of my favorite parts. In his woke op-ed, he ends with saying that they rallied around the theme of stronger together at Tractor Supply. Why do I know that saying, stronger together? Oh yeah, it was this lady's slogan. And her book. This wouldn't be a surprise for anybody who's seen his likes on X. This is one of the posts he liked, which was a donation call from Joe Biden before the 2020 election. And this is him back when he was an executive at Macy's, launching the Kenneth Cole Pride Collection. He's also very proud of offering 50 whole bucks to his employees to get vaccinated at work for COVID-19. And just so you know how he feels about unvaccinated people, let's go back to his likes on X. Do you remember when Allison Williams was forced to leave ESPN because she chose not to get the vaccine while she was pregnant? Well, let's take a look at some of Hal Lawton's likes that day. If you get COVID while you're pregnant and you are unvaccinated, it could do serious harm to you and your baby. Being pregnant puts you at much more serious risk. It's not worth it. My wife got pregnant, no problem, a couple months after getting the vaccine. I cannot understand how putting your family at risk is a good decision. Why did you feel the need to post this? Oh, I don't know, maybe because her civil liberties were being violated? Any real doctor would tell you to get vaccinated if yours didn't get a new one. Family first would mean she'd get the vaccine. Her husband, relatives, co-workers, they don't count as family. And last but not least, this is incredibly unfortunate. With this statement, you're promoting doubt in the vaccine. Hal also seems to like BLM. According to Google, Hal
Bioweapon. What a POS.
Lawton makes $11 million and owns almost $30 million in Tractor Supply stock. A real champion of the working class. So I don't know about y'all, but I've had enough. I've had enough of all this garbage. I do not want to fund this wokeness. I understand how hard it is to not buy things at Tractor Supply. I get it. I've got cattle, I've got chickens, I've got a bunch of dogs and bunnies and animals. I know how much stuff we need to get from Tractor Supply. But there are some things we can buy at other places. I encourage you to search online and let's start buying what we can at other places to show Tractor Supply who their customers are. And if you need to remind them who we are, I'm going to put some of their contact information in the caption. Reach out to them and let them know that we don't want to pay for this stuff anymore, period. We don't want our money going to woke causes. If he wants to spend his money on woke causes, he can spend some of that $11 million salary or his $30 million in stock on it. But he shouldn't be spending our money on it. It is child abuse what's being pushed on kids at these pride shows and drag shows. They're filled with nudity, sex toys, you name it, they've got it. Kids do not belong there. Remember, these are events that are literally about the type of sex people like to have. I'd say the same thing to straight people. Kids don't belong there. It's child abuse. Stop displaying sexual stuff to kids. And the fact that companies like this then turn around and celebrate it and shove it in the face of their employees who are morally opposed to this in the most righteous way possible is disgusting. These companies need to make changes. We've already seen from our backlash in the last year, we have changed the paradigm of the way many companies are working, but unfortunately, not at Tractor Supply, where apparently they're conservative employees and being inclusive to them doesn't matter. This is all that matters to them, is worshiping this ideology, and that's very clear from taking one look at the CEO. By the way, Hal, some of your employees are not real fond of the fact that you're having this event at your corporate office to highlight LGBTQ plus people and their allies. They think that that's not appropriate for the workplace. I kind of don't blame them. I think it's a little weird too. Can't we all just get back to a place where people keep their sex lives to themselves? That's it. I don't want to hear about anybody's sex life. Why do we make this a part of the workplace? It should not be a part of the workplace at all. Your workplace is not your sex place, okay? Nobody cares about your sex life at work. We don't want to know. So now everybody, remind Tractor Supply who their customers actually are. In the caption, there's going to be some ways to contact Tractor Supply. I encourage everybody to do it in a very respectful way, but to demand change and let them know that you are going to be leaving as a customer. They're going to understand very quickly who their customers are and going to make the changes necessary, and they're going to need to make a lot of changes.
Amen, brother. Very well said. He did a very good job at breaking that down. Did really good research. Everything I'm finding is unfortunately backing that up. We must boycott Tractor Supply. But you know what? It's just like the Boy Scouts. As frustrating as that is, one door closes, let's get another one open. Let's shut them down. Literally, shut them down. I don't know. They want to get a new CEO. They want to come out and do the proper apologies and put in the right folk that put our dollars towards the right things. But they're gearing up, folks, this year. So they spent hundreds of thousands of dollars, $570,000 towards the alphabet crap just the other year. And now they're gearing up to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on what? The Democratic Party. Basically everything anti-Trump. Yeah, that's what your money will go towards if you continually go there. We need to tank this company right now. These gentlemen cover that a little bit.
All right, guys, just to let you know, Tractor Supply is sponsoring only Democrat political groups. And basically, the month of June is their special month, if you know what I mean. I already had my TikTok video after 100,000 views taken down, trying to start a boycott against Tractor Supply Company. Just Google it. Google Tractor Supply Company boycott. I'm just trying to spread the word. 100,000 people viewed.
Or get on Brave, or get on DuckDuckGo. Google manipulates the search. And they own you at the point you use all that stuff anyways. They're just spying.
My video, and TikTok took it down, and they lied about what I said in it. Long story short, if you don't want them to take your money and sponsor the opposite of Donald Trump, and basically that entire party that is opposite of Donald Trump, don't go to Tractor Supply, because it is 100% going to stuff that you do not want to support if you support our country, our way of life, or if you're a farmer. or any other normal person.
Right. God.
All right, guys.
I love it. The lady that even posted this one is like, son of a beesh. We use Tractor Supply for our farming needs. Looks like they'll have to find another business to use. Good on you. Quote, like giving them the Bud Light treatment. That's what we need to do. I mean, this is insanity. This freaking picture. Diversity, equity, inclusion. With this pride flag. Tractor Supply right here. Oh my gosh. And then it's like their calendar. Yep. It's not looking good for Tractor Supply. Let's give this guy a quick listen. He touches on some pretty powerful things as well.
So have y'all seen the all the videos going around about Tractor Supply, another tone deaf company?
Tone.
I mean, do they even have a clue who their customers are?
Right.
If you've got enough money to spend, waste money on all this transgender stuff you're doing, why not drop the prices? Why not make your fee, make your products a little bit cheaper so we can afford them? That you would get more business doing that,
right,
and promote that. Say, hey, we're making so much money. Thank you guys, customers around the country. We're going to lower our prices. Instead of spending it on transgenderism, because we know our customer base doesn't like that, we're going to lower our prices. That would go a long way. I don't like the concept of Tractor Supply going into all the rural communities. I used to own a brick and mortar store. I do end up shopping there more than I like to admit, honestly. I also do shop local. I love the local feed stores, if you support your local feed stores, they're the guys and girls that are going to donate to your kids, right, and be part of fundraisers around your community. That money stays in the community.
Yeah.
So I hated Tractor Supply when it came to our little town. But I promise you, I will not spend another dollar at Tractor Supply. Absolutely not $1. If we cannot continue to give our money and finance, we're financing the very things that we don't like. It's a crazy system when you think about it.
Right.
Can you imagine? Hey, I'm going to start a business tomorrow, and I'm going to get all these people to pay me money, and then I'm going to use their money to do all the things that they don't want me to do, and they're just going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
Because they're dumb Americans. They're just going to do it anyway because it's convenient.
Wow.
And by the way, we'll take their money and put all their local guys out of business, so that then they're forced to shop with us.
Wow.
Look what Walmart did years ago. It's sad, people, but there are things we can do. There's small things we can do.
Yes.
To make small change.
Big change.
And small change.
It's the small things we do that make big change. It's not small change. It's huge change. It's actually all the change we need. Just taking these small steps. We just need to do it in mass.
Change done by enough people creates really big change.
Okay.
So Tractor Supply can jump rope if you get my drift. Anyway, that's my little rant for today. Sick of these companies doing this, man. It's just sickening. Yeah. It's our money. Drop the prices, Tractor Supply. Y'all have a blessed day.
It is absolutely sickening. I guess I got a question for you. Are you going to be, as he so eloquently put, quote, a dumb American? Even after like this? Are you going to do your research? Do you care to do your research? Do you care whether or not? Are you still boycotting, Target and Bud Light, Disney? I mean, even Carhartt, folks. Holy smokes. Another company that just really rattled me. Obviously, it was pre this podcast, earlier Plandemic, when I heard on the Stu Peters network, his show, and he listed their corporate number, which I got a corporate number from the fella, but it didn't have any Tractor Supply anything. It didn't answer, so I ended up leaving a voicemail. But I'll throw that in the comment section. We'll try to get down to it. But that number this gentleman gave me is 615-610-0315. That's 615-610-0315. And that's what Stu did about Carhartt. And I called to find out for myself. And they lost my business. Why? Well, because I found out what Stu reported on was true. I asked that rep, hey, is it true you guys are mandating coming up within a week or so at the time that they were going to mandate all their employees get that jab, that bioweapon jab? I knew it was no good. And to not, who are they? Is a business to enforce that upon their freaking employees. That's their choice. It's body autonomy. It boils my blood. And unfortunately, yep, it was true. So at that point, I was like, frick, Carhartt, I'm done with them. And as a contractor, I also used them a ton. But I even did follow up because I gave them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they dropped out and didn't do it on like the last day or something. Just coerced people all along the way. Maybe they issued apologies, maybe whatever. Even after the fact, when I called, yep, they still saw it through. The lady I talked with tried interjecting, well, we gave some religious exemptions and what, and I was like, can you tell me with a surety that you gave it to every single one of them that filed? Can you tell me not one of those that filed lost their job? She couldn't tell me that. So, yep, Carhartt's dead to me. Another American-based company that just obviously got corrupted. And this applied to all employees from manufacturer side, the sales side, retail, phone, all their employees company-wide. And it sucks. That's why it's so important we root out this corruption. They can easily buy out the ones that matter to us. Words getting spent. And just like that gentleman said, it's like, what a crazy infrastructure. Wow. We truly would be a dumb Americans to support these companies that are doing things that we don't like. That's just stupid. And out of convenience? Like, what? I mean, the reality of it is it could potentially be salvageable. Enough of us show up and they unload that CEO. They bring other ones in that know how to handle the situation, actually be accountable. Like, we messed up. We won't ever do that again. In fact, we will forever. We're just going to discount our products that much further. We'll reach out and get the consensus on the customer basis as to when we have extra funds where it should go. Be transparent. That would be something, wouldn't it? Yeah, so that was a dead end. Left a voicemail. And I did get an email from the gentleman. Their general manager wasn't in. So, oh man, I can't even read my own writing. So the email is corporatecommunications@tractorsupply.com. All one word, corporatecommunications@tractorsupply.com. All I did was screenshot one of these, lists of all the things, the woke things that they're doing, and pasted it in there. It's like, look, I'm seeking clarification. Is this true? Is this where you stand? Is this where the money's going? I also heard you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars toward Democrats going into this freaking election. Is that true? It's important that we know. We can't be ignorant to these facts. Gosh dang, I'm exhausted. I need to get in bed. But here's the call, because I just want to show that I'm not just talk. And it's important that we take action, seek to understand. And it's not all colorful or nasty or anything. Like, you can be pleasant. And there's no reason to rip anyone's head off, especially on the lower levels, because it's like they're just people trying to make ends meet. It does suck to see people just fall in line and follow orders, right? And not stand up. And no, here's the call with the local Tractor Supply. I really wish I was able to get through to corporate. Then we could have really gone further with the conversation. So at this point, with the voicemail and the email, we'll see. Might end up with more footage in a future episode. But for now, enjoy the call.
Hey, you're calling Tractor Supply. How can I help you?
Yeah, hey, I was wondering if your manager's in.
The general manager?
Yep.
Yeah, he's gone for the day. Quentin will be back, let's see, pre-back Thursday.
Okay, what about a manager?
That's the store manager. I'm the manager on duty.
You're the manager on duty?
Yes.
I just had some questions. I came across some troubling information, and we've been a mega customer of yours for many years and got livestock and all sorts of animals and tractors and property. So it seems as though Tractor Supply has lost its bearing as to its customer base, because from what I found, and I barely started diving into this, but it looks like as though for some time Tractor Supply is gone woke and it's supporting the alphabet mafia, like LGBT, trans, DEI, funding.
That's something you're going to have to take up with the corporate communications office. There's nothing in the store about that.
You guys aren't doing DEI hiring or anything like that, huh?
Not that I'm aware of, no. We hire whoever's qualified for the job.
Well, just looking at a lot of this, and also looks like they're putting hundreds of thousands towards Democrats into this election. I mean, I just want to know where my money's going, you know? I'm not...
Yeah, like I said, I don't... That's something... That's at the corporate level. That's not at the store level.
Do you have a corporate number I could reach out to?
Yeah. Give me 1 minute. It's going to take me a minute to find it. Can you hang on?
Yep.
All right, hang on.
All right. I suppose I'll reach out. I mean, it's important we all pay attention to where we spend our dollars and what it goes to. You know, I don't want to...
Trust me.
I don't want to fund the enemy anymore. I mean, look at the deterioration around us, you know?
I know. I see it every day. Everybody complaining about the prices going up and not coming down.
Well, it's crazy. If they're going to put thousands of dollars into the alphabet mafia, and why not discount into savings on behalf of your customers?
Yep.
But it's pretty wild. Some of the footage in these headquarters and all these things, like you can't make this stuff up. Like, it's a part of that company. It seems as though the CEO, whatever, he's a wokester. So ultimately, if he's going to support this, I want to blast this from the rooftop for folks that know their customer base. All right. Well, I appreciate you getting me that information. You have a good evening.
Welcome, sir. You have a wonderful evening.
All right. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
See, that wasn't so bad. Probably a nice fella. Anyway, here's just a quick voicemail to corporate.
We are sorry. There is no one available to take your call. Please record your message after the tone. Press star to discard the recording, or press any digit to end the recording.
Yes, I got this number from a gentleman working at a Tractor Supply. So I'm imagining that this is corporate Tractor Supply. If not, I suppose you could discard this message, and then I'll have to follow up with them. I just have some questions regarding the direction this company's going. And I personally have been a mega customer for many years. So is my family. So is my friends, to Tractor Supply. And I came across some very disturbing information that Tractor Supply has started going woke, essentially, and supporting the alphabet mafia and drag story and DEI, and also spending hundreds of thousands of dollars towards the Democratic Party, which is destroying everything. Do you not know your customers? So anyway, I'm just seeking clarification on some things so I can make an informed decision. I would appreciate a call back. If you could give me a call I would appreciate it. Look forward to your call. Take care. So it's important, oh my gosh, that the world we live in, man, I swear. And it feels to me so many out there are straight up hacked. We can't let that dishearten us from doing what we got to do. It's like too much of us. We didn't hold anyone accountable. We didn't assemble well enough and get loud enough. So what are we seeing done on the world stage? We shouldn't be surprised. Clearly they're pushing now. It looks as though the H1N1, also known as the bird flu, might just be the next plandemic the globalists are planning to unleash. Thanks in part to a $9.5 million grant from the Gates Foundation, awarded to the University of Wisconsin, Madison, to make H5N1 transmissible to humans and other mammals. Wow. The Peter McCullough Foundation, a project of Dr. Peter McCullough, tweeted that the Gates Foundation gave the $9.5 million to the UW-Madison and principal investigator, I can't even pronounce that name, to modify, possibly through, wait for it, gain of function tampering, the H5N1, so it will recognize human type receptors and transmit effectively in mammals, much like a bat coronavirus. This is insane. We've been touching on it. We're trying to scream it from the rooftops. And I know some of you that are in the know might be potentially annoyed because it's like the same thing. But if we don't get loud enough and assemble effectively enough, like, once again, isn't it true? Tyranny never ends. They're not going to end there with the COVID. They're not. And it's clear they're already switching gears. They're already culling freaking the herds, like chickens massacred. Millions of them using the same defective PCR testing. It's insanity. They're taking away. So it's multiple things. They already got the jabs ready to go. They're knocking out healthy food. McCullough already has spoke out on not a single human life should be lost due to, but they're gearing up for it. So it's going to continue. We got to rule out this corruption. Well, how do we do it? Well, let's stop funding them through Tractor Supply, through income tax, through our cellular provider. Is this all starting to make sense what we're trying to do here? So shift to Patriot Mobile. I was able to access today. I reached out to my contact there, and a lot of the listeners are jumping over. That is great news. That is having an impact. If you have yet to call them, it's all right. Just set down what you're doing. Give them a call. The majority of them, on average, they're saving like $5 on average. So not that big a deal. Some might be paying $5 more, but not that big of a deal. But their service is either the same or it's going to be better. But they get that level of protection and privacy. But to stay on point, we got to stop funding our enemies. And Patriot Mobile is the only Christian conservative mobile network out there. It's a no-brainer. We must take that action. And it's great to see so many that are. And it's not just Patriot Mobile. A lot of people are taking all of our affiliations serious and going into bond charge and getting blue blocks glasses, getting red light therapies, getting, I have to pull it up and refresh all the things they have, but I know they even have a cellular thing you could put on your phone to minimize the frequencies. But then my favorite, the infrared sauna blanket, all the toxic fast foods, all these things and molds and metals, and that thing has been helping me out, I'm sure, in ways I can't even explain. And I'm so grateful for it. I'm grateful to have that affiliation to offer you guys that 15% off all those products. That's over $100 off that we wouldn't be able to have for that infrared sauna blanket. That's freaking awesome. Take advantage of it. Go check out their products. Click on the links below there. But also the Masterpiece tincture. A lot of people have been getting that. So I know, just like I've seen how my blood levels and the metals and things of that nature were all getting better as soon as I onboarded that. Now it's just comforting to know that others also are going to be detoxifying and breaking through in the ways I have been breaking through. Now I'm still a limited being. I still have Lyme disease in my body. I still cognitively can feel it just kind of clouding my brain a bit, but it's getting clearer and clearer and clearer as I'm doing all these things. And I'm so grateful. We must acknowledge what took place. We must shut them down so they can't continually do this. Not anymore. Nuh-uh. Not under our watch. So let's assemble. Let's get this message out. Now I want to pay and attribute this episode even to the Unchained Wellness Clinic right here in Gilbert, Arizona. And they're doing so many things, folks. Helping with depression, anxiety, PTSD, addiction, TMS therapy, theta chamber, ketamine IV infusions, the hyperbaric. Holy smokes. They're getting fully accredited through like the VA and veteran services, which is huge because the ketamine, they're having mega breakthrough with a lot of individuals. But I mean, this helps with behavioral OCD treatment. They have the IV infusions, weight loss, stroke and cancer support. It literally is a one-stop shop for wellness. And they have some of the cream of the crop technology there. And I'm going to be editing their AO scan that they did on me. And it was incredibly detailed. And it really pinpointed some of those issues that thousands and thousands of dollars of blood work really didn't. There was a lot of gray area. So it's just a quick scan. It's like $4.99 or something. So you save what it gives you in comparison to like labs. It is an incredible savings. You got to check it out. And I know for all the Unmuzzled Chat listeners, all you guys, you can schedule out just by calling in. Say, hey, heard you on Unmuzzled Chat. They'll let you do the cold plunge and the infrared sauna for free. So what are you waiting for? Go do that, and then you can ask questions about anything else. But I'm so grateful for them because family-owned, operated, believers, they get it. They're showing up. They're doing what they can in ways and investing. And I didn't get all their, let's say, blessings. So I'm not, they're private chat. So I'm going to keep it anonymity and respect. But my gosh, they're impressive folks. And I'm just grateful to have them in my life. I'm grateful for all that they've already done for me. So be sure to call them. Let them know where you heard and schedule out. You will not be disappointed. They're awesome. We all need more awesome people in our lives, don't we? Okay. We're having an impact. Let's keep it up. Let's keep sending these out. Let's get those soldiers' messages out. Let's double it, folks. Let's just send it out to the masses. Let's double each one of them. Chaplain James, Billy, John, and Scott. Let's get their messages out. Let's blow it up even bigger for the ones coming here in the very near future. Now, how about I read just the daily devotional? Because I have a few things I want to read biblically tonight, but I'll read. So maybe some homework. No, who wants homework? I mean, everyone should be excited. You want the daily scripture references, bust out the Bible and check them out for yourself. But June 18th reads, "You are my beloved child. I chose you before the founding of the world to walk with me along paths designed uniquely for you. Concentrate on keeping in step with me. Instead of trying to anticipate my plans for you, if you trust that my plans are to prosper you and not to harm you, you can relax and enjoy the present moment. Wow. Your hope, your future are rooted in heaven, where eternal ecstasy awaits you. I believe it to be ecstasy. It's beyond what we can fathom nor imagine. None of us want to miss out on that. That's why I'm just trying to scream from the rooftops on all these things too, because I mean, it's so important. As you see, we can't be ignorant to what is going on. And as we see it, it becomes biblical right before our eyes. It's spiritual right before our eyes. So it calls us to dive into the Bible. It should have that effect. And then especially as men, what are we doing with the time we're given here? Because to any of my Christian brothers, if you're living comfortably in a wartime, you're not doing it right. Biblically, you see the persecution. I'm telling you. You know what? Who am I to say? I can't judge. But you can't say I didn't warn you. Okay. Where was I? Nothing can rob you of your inheritance. It's weird. I'm having a hard time getting back into this because obviously I ranted there a bit. I'm so passionate about it. It becomes difficult for me to see some of those, especially claimed Christians, I guess for lack of better words, still self-absorbed, still really focused on the me, I, my, and walking in that gray area of ignorance in a huge way. And I do believe that to be to their detriment, even as we speak in this moment. There's momentarily pleasures when you walk selfishly and you're putting in the grind and you're making the money and you get the thing. There's momentary, I got the thing and happiness and whatnot. But once you have it, man, it's nothing compared to really honing in on the freaking why we're here and living out real meaning and purpose. So there's a balance to it all. It's a very tough thing to achieve. I'm not here to judge. I'm just trying to, because there's another scamdemic coming down the pipeline, all these things. It's just like, well, what do we expect? I digress. Let's wrap up this episode. I love you guys. Thank you for bearing with all my defects and my flaws. Nothing can rob you of your inheritance, of unimaginable riches and well-being. See, there it is. Why are we focused on it here when we're only visiting? This is a bleeping time, man. We're talking about eternity. This is a bleeping time. Who cares about our riches here? We could have unimaginable riches and well-being eternally, forever. Sometimes I grant you a glimpse of your glorious future to encourage you and spur you on. But your main focus should be staying close to me. I set the pace in keeping with your needs and my purposes. I love that. So I don't know if you want to write these ones down, but we got Ephesians 1:4, Proverbs 16:9, Jeremiah 29:11, and also Ephesians 1:13 through 14. And it's really cool. Sometimes the days I'm like, I don't want to, I got to do this thing. It's like, no, Jesus is calling. I got to answer that. I spend time in it. And I fight through that urge of just trying to mash it out where I caught myself. I was just reading through the words. I wasn't absorbing them. And I'm like, okay. So almost like, was I possessed? Was there a demon that crept in? Trying to keep me from really filling my cup and the fruit of the Spirit? Because when you really pay attention and you're intentional about it, and you're thirsty and you're seeking that to quench your thirst, it's like all of a sudden it's like, wow. And I continued on just enough, and it just changes everything. And I had that moment today, and it mainly was through the encounter I had with the awesome owners at Unchained Wellness. Yes, we'll plug them one last time. God bless them and everything they're doing. I hope you guys support them. I'm so grateful for you guys. This has been a very crazy journey, but I believe the best is yet to come. I feel we have some really big conversations to be had coming down the pipe. Check out the descriptions below. I just want to encourage you guys, keep up the good work. You're having a great impact, far greater impact than you know. And I'm so grateful for each and every one of you. God bless you. Till next time, take care.